it's like,
I'm saying that, Matt.
oh, come here, Ezra.
Oh, there
Go,
he is.
Milo.
Handsome.
Hi, Ben. Nice to see you. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Lisa Marie. Hi, Faith.
Welcome, everybody. Let's see. All right, we're about there.
Yay! Clap those hands.
Now he's bouncing for a short period of time, and then he'll want Daddy's arms again.
Oh yeah.
All right. Welcome, 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 everybody. It is 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, or whatever time it happens to be where you are, because you are watching us right now. It is Monday morning, August 3rd, 2026, and it is time for recess. And we are so glad to have you with us. And it's basically just grab a cup of coffee, your morning drink, your afternoon drink if you're running a little late, if you're not on our same time schedule, especially if you're on the East Coast or whenever time it is. Just sit down, relax, enjoy, and we're here to just chat. We don't lock anybody out. It's just an open chat, or if you don't want to chat, that's okay. Just listen, because everybody has something to say and something to share. And the other nice thing about recess is that it's a Monday after a weekend that most of us do our weekend stuff with.
It's a 3-day weekend too for
I
Canadians.
never ever thought that Monday came after weekends.
I know, isn't that amazing?
That is.
Matt,
So
what do you
learned-
mean?
It's
I
like
learned
aha
for the
moment.
Canadians, it's what is it, Heritage Day or something?
Oh, Heritage
So-
Day for the Canadians.
Or maybe
huh?
that was on Friday, but they had a 3-day weekend. So.
Oh,
Okay.
I know
Well,
that because I'm working with Canadians now. So
you are.
Eh?
You are. Yep.
Wow. Well, happy Heritage Day weekend?
Absolutely. So, hi, Star. Hi, Melody. Hi, Faith. Hi, Kevin. Michael and Angela. Deborah Bronner. Ben Powell. Lisa Marie. My lovely wife, Terry. Matthew. Ez was here a little bit ago. And I want to bring up first
He's
before we get too crazy is Lisa Marie. It's like, how's Freddie? For the love of God.
Yeah, what was that
I
video?
I know, right? He crashed.
Hey, crashed. All right.
Well, explain to people what
And-
happened.
Well, he wanted to be pulled by the four-wheeler to give him just enough oomph to get
What
it up
is
in
he?
the
Is
air,
he parasails, right?
No, it's a paramotor, a Blackhawk paramotor. It's kind of like an ultra light.
It's a
Right.
big
But with the
fan that
motor-
sits behind you while you sit,
The
and a parachute
propellers,
above
yep.
you kind of holds the wind that's you're going up against, so that you lift yourself up,
Yeah.
and you've got like flaps on the sides. So just to let everybody know
You
what
got
it
a
is
big
that she's
wing.
talking about.
Yeah.
Go
it's
ahead.
a
I'm
big
sorry. I just want to make sure
parachute.
everybody's aware of that.
No, that's fine. But see, I didn't want to be the one to pull him, just in case something like this happened. I didn't want nothing to do with it. So his friend, Pilot Dan, he's a freaking retired pilot. He said, I'll do it. And so I made the mistake of telling him, well, when we water ski, I pull Fred at 23 miles an hour. I should have never have said that, because he only needed like maybe 5 miles an hour. He was up right away, but he pulled it. He pulled too hard, and the frame freaking cracked right in half.
Wow.
So, yeah, just a freaking fluke. And thank God he only had 50 foot of rope on there. He wanted twice as much. He would have been up in the air
Oh my God.
immediately, and he would have crashed. Well, he did crash. His
Well,
whole
I mean, the
entire
way
ass
the
is
way he
purple.
crashed, it looked like he could have broke his arm or snapped his head
Oh my
open.
God.
Yeah.
I'm worried about his back, because his whole ass, both cheeks and inside the crack of his ass, is purple. He's got
Jesus.
marks going up around like his rib cage. He's moving around, but pretty gingerly.
Yeah,
And
you
of course,
guys,
he won't go to the hospital.
Lisa Marie, you got to post that link in our chat. I that freaked me
I
out.
will.
That freaked
Oh,
me out.
me too,
That's
Robert.
a kind of video that that can go viral. Holy cow!
I know.
No kidding. No kidding.
So
I think it's
tell him
already
we're
got 2,000 views on YouTube.
yeah. Well, I just wanted to
Yeah,
say
I'll
that.
post
And
the link.
yeah, just tell Freddie that we're praying for him speedy recovery.
Yes, thank you. I will. Thanks, you guys.
I don't want to hog up the recess, but I don't know if you guys seen this, but I'll share it quick.
I got the
Oh,
other one in chat too now. So
I just realized that if I'm
The
sharing
sound.
it, I got to do it with sound.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Michael, Unlimited Wisdom is free now. Anyone can join. This is not a drill.
Dwight, announce that again, and I am charging you personally.
But
Wizard.
Matt and I were talking, and he had a new model that came out, and I'll let him talk about it. And that way, when we go full screen, then Terry can watch Ezra. But it's like,
yeah, I mean, like the cool thing about AI and in general is there's not like, say for example, there's a version of power or energy that's better than every other version of power and energy before. Cleaner, safer, all of these things. The the way that normally the world works is the old guard can hold a door and probably hold off progress for quite a while, right? So like we still drive cars with gasoline in them, even though it's way more dangerous than EVs, right? We know that. So since that's the case, I'm prefacing this by saying the United States is doing as much as they possibly can to stop video generation models from coming out, like the one that just came out, or CDance 2.5. Like CDance 2.5, you still have to go through an API that's global than the United States, because it's still not allowed in the United States. So I, being American, have watched America be at the frontier of AI, right? And now we're starting to catch up. And if you even watch that interview, there's this interview with Elon Musk that he goes over and says, it's crazy to watch, but the first 20, 30 minutes of it is all about AI. And he talks about how in the next 10 years, like money won't even exist anymore. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been saying. You know what I mean? But like that, the difficulty is that unless if it's the richest and most powerful person on planet Earth, it doesn't really, and still people don't believe that this is going to happen. They're still like head in the sand about it. So all of that to say that, like I said, every single time they ban a model in the United States because they go, it's too dangerous, it can hack into things, my response is, well, we need to rewrite and start figuring out how to live in a world now with models that will be more powerful than this one, not limiting them and stopping them from growing at the not the concern of the safety aspects. It's totally different than what I'm talking about. It's more just allowing the way that old things work to disappear, so then we can have new things. So through my entire life, copyright has never been a fucking good thing ever. I grew up in the day and age of Napster and LimeWire and stealing piracy and all of those things at the beginning of the internet, and then piracy still exists.
that was the first streaming service. People
Yeah,
were
pretty
getting
much.
not only audios but music, but they're also getting full length movies.
Yeah, so all that to say, when Seedance 2 first came out, it was clear that ByteDance had trained it on American films, television shows. Like, you could prompt it for an episode of The Office, and it could somewhat recreate The Office with them saying whatever you wanted. And when that happened, or like Brad Pitt fighting Tom Cruise on a rooftop, you know what I mean? Fun shit. Well, immediately what happened is the House of Mouse, Disney and everything now, right? Hammered down on it and went, copyright, copyright, you need to ban this. So for a month and a half, Seedance 2 wasn't even available in the United States. It was available everywhere else. So I had to use it through Chinese means and even European means and stuff like that, right? Eventually it did come out heavily censored in the United States. So Seedance 2.5, they just didn't release it in the United States immediately. They said, we're releasing it in every country but the United States.
Wow.
Until we can get the U.S. government in the right spot, right? So there was this company that was competing with everybody back when Google was actually competing in the video space called Hiloo, and they're a Chinese company. They came out with a brand new model that was just as good as Seedance 2. And then yesterday they put a timer on their website, and when the timer hit 0, they released the entire thing open weights on the internet. Which means all the videos that you saw from The Office, and you'll see, came from my computer in 8 minutes.
Wow.
Now that it's local, not only can you train it on anything yourself, like I could train it on my dad's videos and replicate them to a T.
Wow.
But not only does that exist, but because it's local, you can throw as much hardware at it as you want now. You can train it any direction you want. It's completely uncensored, which means, you know, if you wanted to take a video thing of Tom Cruise and have him bathing in a bathtub with bubbles, completely naked, you can do that with this model.
Wow.
So what does this mean? It was an inevitability that this would come out. So last night when it came out, everybody expected, because anytime an open weight video model comes out, it's always censored, like always heavily censored. And then the goal normally is to train it to become uncensored. But China went, fuck it, and just released the entire model uncensored on the internet. Now that it's on the internet, regardless if the United States government goes, no, we're going to ban, it's too late.
Yay.
It's that now that they could make it illegal to use, but illegal to use in what way?
But,
like how
but
are you
everybody
gonna limit it?
grabbed the open source for it.
Yeah. Yeah, and so now that, and I'm talking uncensored in a level that I've never seen before. Like I said, that prompt to make an episode of The Office is me just writing or having ChatGPT write a 10-second thing of them talking. It's got their voice, their mannerisms.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way up to 1080p, and I'm sure someone will push it to 4K, which means it will be replicating better versions of the episodes of The Office than The Office was shot on when it was filmed.
Wow.
Which is
Crazy.
interesting.
So cool.
So all that to say that, like, video is about to get super cheap and inexpensive and super good video generation stuff, because now this opens up like I was telling my dad and Craig and my mom this before we got on, but it's like when you see Seedance 2 or 2.5, right, Ezra, I'm jacked. It came out at 10 p.m. last night. I stayed up till 3 playing with it, and that's as long as it can last. But just all different kinds of stuff, right? Like, can it do UGC videos? Yes. Can it do cinematic trailers for a film? Yes. Can you push it to 30, 45 seconds? Yes. Can you do it 1080p? Yes. So you just keep practicing and seeing how far it can go. But I was telling, back to my point, I was saying to everybody before we got on with, let everybody in, when a model like Seedance 2 is released, that is the best that model is going to be available, right? So they make it, they censor it, they do whatever they have to with it, and then they release it, and then we all get to spend hundreds of dollars trying to get it to work. Right? And there's a bet, there's almost like a conspiracy in the background that the models are good enough to one-shot videos, but they fuck with it in the background, so it costs more money. Because think about it this way, if you had to generate something 2 or 3 times, you have to spend 3 times the amount of money.
Gotta move the mic, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So since that's the case, Seedance 2, that's the best that it's ever going to be.
Wow.
The thing about Hiloo H3, which is this model, is what you're seeing is the worst it's ever going to be.
Nice.
Everybody's going to train it to create clearer videos, better audio. And by the way, it's also an omni model. What does that mean? It can take every input. You can give it a video and edit someone, replace them in the video, or remove them from the video. You can give it audio, so you could give it someone's voice and put it on anybody you want. You could do everything you can do with Seedance, you can do with this open source model.
Wow.
And so I'm jacked because, I'm fortunate enough to have bought a bunch of hardware for my computer before it really started to get super expensive. So
Very
now
cool.
I sit at my computer that's sitting here that I built out probably a year and a half ago. The hardware hasn't really gotten that much better on a local front. And if I wanted to resell my computer, I could sell it. It probably cost me $6,000 to build it. I could probably sell it for $16,000.
Wow.
Just the hardware in it is that hard to get a hold of now. So when these open models come out, there's only one or two GPUs there's one GPU that's better than mine, and you really can't get a hold of it without spending $10,000 for it.
Golly.
So it just ends up being where it's like, holy shit, not only did this release, but then I'm like one of a small group of people that can actually run it locally on my hardware and like make these
That's
videos.
so cool, man.
So now imagine, and this blew my dad's mind. He's like, holy shit. I'm like, so remember, if I said, okay, it costs $5,000 to make a film, even with AI, well, now guess what? It's free for me to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, those videos that
It
you
just
guys
takes
see,
time.
Yeah, is Matt created them for free, and all I can say is that there's always two. Well, I always say two, and then I say three. So to imagine out throughout the world, there's a largest group of people that don't even know this is happening, and then you got one group of people that are scared of it, and then you got people like me and Matt, and hopefully you guys hanging around us. Is that if you were goofing around and playing around before, there was the CEO of Google came out today and said, that you got 4 years to build all your wealth, and then you won't be able to. Isn't that crazy?
Correct.
It's like so if you really want to build an empire, you gotta put your head down and focus. You got
Yeah, and
get on it.
I wouldn't do it through the current economy. I would do it through goods or services, like
Yeah.
what we're doing here with Unlimited Wisdom. Because I think as great as the
That
economy
model's
may,
gone. All you
yeah, as
gotta
great as the
say,
economy may look,
all you
it's
gotta say
propped
is
up by
that model's
futures.
gone.
Yeah, it's propped up by futures. So we'll see how that ends up working out when like this model came out last night. Today's Monday. I don't know what this is going to do even to the market because if I take a step back a week or two, I was on here talking to you guys about Kimi K3, which is a large language model that's just as good or almost as good as Fable 5. And by the way, China also open source released the model weights.
Wow.
So if China wasn't releasing these models open source, they just would not exist.
Wow.
So
Wow.
to show you how capitalism and competitiveness versus, regardless of what you want to say about communism or whatever it is, and I get a lot of people that's like a boogeyman statement. I don't want to live in a communist country, but at the same time, I'm fucking hating living in a capitalist country with AI right
Well, when
So,
it's instead of the
but
government, Matt, you predicted this too. Instead of the government, what you do is you have people that are the wealthiest people on the planet holding back progress so they can sort of control it to make more money off of it.
well,
And
yeah.
and the
Imagine coming out
fastest
and
way,
telling everybody that
yeah, the
I'll say
fastest
this. This
way,
is one of those hilarious American only things,
yeah.
right? I saw someone post, you guys, and I'm sorry if this pisses any of you off, but I sent this to Craig and my dad in chat. This person posted on Reddit, and they're like, I'm European, and my friend is Japanese. And we were sitting here talking, and we were going, why the fuck are all these Americans upset at one guy, one doctor, for COVID when it was a worldwide epidemic? That makes no fucking sense.
Right.
And I said, well, the American news media exists.
Yes.
So the reason that we're all obsessed or people are talking about Fauci is because you watch the American news media cycle. Well, it was a worldwide event. It would happen to the whole world. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But then you go back to the same stuff where it's like, over in Asia and large parts of Asia, there's people that are grandparents that are already using generative AI and doing all of those things, like some of you guys are.
Yeah.
Well, we talk about this all the time, Matt, that you become who you hang around. And sometimes people just don't realize who they're listening to in their little bubble. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And everyone can say that their bubble does not affect them. You know what I mean? But the bubble does affect people. Last night, Kyle was telling us that he really liked the I think it was the new Spider-Man
Yeah.
or something. No.
Superman and Lois.
Yeah, but he watched this movie and he was saying that the Spider-Man that that all these companies were just making too many fast Marvel movies too fast, too quick, and they are all like tanking. And he's going,
They still are doing that.
so he says if they don't, he says if the movie
That makes
doesn't
it
make
expiring.
money, if the series that is on TV, if the series on TV doesn't make money, then the AI or the effects around it don't get better. So he says you always can tell a second season or a third season because if the movie's doing good, it's got better special effects. It's got, better stuff, right? And because of the cost of the movie. And I went to him just jokingly. And I was like, fucking Trump. And he looked at me straight in the face and he goes, Dad, this stuff has been happening way before Trump was a problem. You know what I mean? And I just thought it was interesting because I goofed around and said that everything is expensive because of Trump. And he's going, no, listen, Hollywood's been screwing up stuff for a long time.
No, I mean China is already all in on AI generative models, obviously. They're the thing that's gonna really fucking bite us in the ass as Americans that I've been saying for a while is we've undereducated the next generation. We don't fund anything new in training them for the next generation of tools and things. So all of these kids fucking hate AI, as were all the other kids in China and Korea and Japan are already using it in their school systems.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is you have this like compounding effect where these kids grow up using AI and the opposite happens here.
Yeah.
That is going to be once again one of the runaway scenarios where all of these Chinese kids that are growing up into adults are going to be 3 to 4 times better.
Probably
at
way
most
more than
tasks
that, Matt. Yeah, I've
than
seen
American children.
all this year, well, it was starting the end of last year. I mean, they ended school season last year. I don't know if you guys seen this, but any person that did a commencement speech, if they mentioned AI, all of the students booed them.
Or they would just walk out.
Yeah, it's like
Stupid.
it's like
Big
to
stupid.
think that they've listened to propaganda.
It's the
so
media.
much,
It's
even
the
in
American
school
media system is legit because it makes money and negativity makes money. I think the problem is unless if we pass laws soon against it, like other countries have, and change it, and this goes against freedom of speech, but I mean, do you want the fucking American dream to survive or not?
Yeah.
Right? Like the reality is like the propaganda in this country is so bad.
It'll become so obvious that the small group of people are always going to be awake. It's just, people follow trends.
But I mean, like, it's not going to long term. It's not. The benefit is going to be severe. Like that's what I consider.
Ever since the what is it? I think it was the FCC or something like that. They allowed the newsroom to be a money making enterprise. That's when the whole thing changed because, like you were just saying, Matt, now it's the lowest common denominator has become the message, and not what is real, what is true.
Well, that's about to go even crazier because you don't think China didn't release an open source, open weight video model, where I could make a video of Craig on a CCTV camera doing illegal shit that looks real. That now exists.
Remember the movie Enemy of the State?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the reality of the situation is China is openly, obviously, trying to disrupt because they control their media completely, right? That's what you get with communism, which I don't like, of course, but it's like The reality is that China, and Elon says this in that interview, by the way. They ask him point blank, "Do you think China at some point will pass America in AI models?" And he said, "Absolutely." It's just, and then he says after that, "Why do you think that?" Well, most of the people that work at Tesla are Chinese.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do long term when you can't even hire American children to work in the next generation of work? You know, I'm not gonna be an ass about it, but they're too interested in dancing on social media than they are in science and technology in the future. So like you're gonna
So since this is our little family, Matt, what do you suggest that we do as a family to make sure that we capitalize on this? Because I'm not moving to China.
no, but just buckle up and wait. Like that's all you can do. I that 4 year span that the Google Sandar was talking about, or Sudhar, whatever 4 year span he's talking about, I think will probably be 6, but 4 I think is pretty accurate. You're all right, buddy. You okay? We all do it.
Pipe, buddy.
We've all been there.
He's being a little dramatic.
He's like his Uncle Kyle.
No, that's how I do it. You're okay. He's like,
Hey,
damn
Corky,
it.
thanks for jumping on. I think Faith.
Now he's gonna
Deborah
rip
Grady.
it off my desk.
Deborah Grady had
Hey,
rain today, so she
Matthew.
got the
Yeah.
jump on with us.
Matthew, if you had the
Here's
chance
that
to go to
image
China,
here's
would
that
you
image
go?
that Matt was talking about.
If I had a chance to go to China, I absolutely would go.
I'm meeting with a missionary that was in China for 10 years and wants to introduce me to a chain of hotels that want to hire me.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
But I can't go by myself, so you're welcome to come with me if it happens.
That would be sick.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun.
You
Yeah.
think you would be the funnest
take
person
your
to
wife,
go there.
Corky?
I think you would be the funnest person to go with, Matthew.
Yeah, we definitely be exploring some really cool stuff. Where in China?
Not sure yet. No,
Okay.
we're meeting with her. We were supposed to do Sunday, but something came up. She couldn't. So
Yeah, there's this video my wife sent me, you guys, and I'll find it, where it was like Americans traveling to China, and every single Chinese person in the video was like super nice to them. They're like, "We have a pack of cigarettes. We're just gonna walk in here and see if they'll party with us." And it was all these old Chinese men, probably after work, right, all in their suits and ties and everything, and they walk in with cigarettes, and they all go, "Woo! You're so beautiful. You're so handsome. We love America." And like they're all having fun and everything like that.
We love you. You're handsome. We love you.
And you watch stuff like that, and once again, going back to it, holy shit, maybe this system that always tells you China's got all this propaganda, maybe we're part of the fucking propaganda machine just as much.
Right.
Obviously.
We noticed that with the World Cup. We noticed that with the World Cup. All the people that came here from other countries were, the media told us that, the United States was the most awful place on the planet, and it's not. And people are nice. The people are nice, and
people love. There's a reason that those Chinese people were
stabbed.
No, exactly. There's a reason that those Chinese people were jacked to meet Americans. It's the reality is like they also have told everybody here that every country hates us. That's not the reality either.
No.
Right.
China is an amazing place to visit. I've been there a long time ago, and I enjoyed it. And if there is an opportunity, I would suggest it.
Yeah, well,
okay, Matthew,
I would
get ready.
I would say I guarantee at some point that I'll be going there. You know what I mean? Like I think that the reality is where I want to go with AI and what I want to do with it.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I might be the only white boy over there.
That recent thing, that recent deal where our government went over there, it was the first time that China allowed every news outlet to go over there. So all of them, ABC, CBS, Fox, CNN, all of them went there. And it was the first time they allowed all the crews to go there. So when they went there, they said the number one place that they all went is all to the three top robot places. You know what I mean? So they went in and the Chinese just took, showed them all the robots doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, guys. Like the interesting thing is if you can think more worldwide as we move into AI and less country specific, more human based. Imagine the amount of investment that Americans have made into the Chinese economy and education. Like it's insane.
Yep.
And so at this point, like me enjoying Hiloo is me reaping the rewards of all of the businesses shipping practically every American technical job across the ocean.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Again, Matt, it is
So.
interesting that we listen to, how do you know that? Still going to be my favorite statement for the rest of my life. And someone put up a sign one time when they were all over there, and they were saying, wow, you drive down a major street in China and all the major signs that you see in the United States are there. And so one person asked the government official, how many United States companies are currently doing business in the United States? And she said 1,600. And we go like, oh, wait a minute. Our government news said that we're not allowed to do business in China.
No, Apple seems to be. It doesn't matter. Apple.
Starbucks makes more money and McDonald's make more money from their restaurants in China than they do the rest of the world.
Get out.
Yep.
Well, that's the population is 3x ours. So like you're gonna have, and this is something I was even talking to my wife about yesterday because it's interesting, right? Like I saw someone bring this up, and I'm like, it is who you become who you hang around 1,000,000%, because what ends up happening is I can look at the population of the United States against the population of China, or you could take the population of India against China.
Wow.
And then look at the difference. I think obviously any economy that fosters technology and innovation is betting long term. It's difficult in the beginning, but long term you're betting on being the superpower. And I know everybody always said China eventually would be, but I believe that's going to happen now. Like I think before at least we start to dissolve a lot of stuff, I don't see a world moving forward where China doesn't massively disrupt everybody by continuously releasing this technology open source.
Right.
If you can spend 10 grand on a server a month and run Kimi K3 open source and train it, and it's as good as Fable, that for a company that's used to spending $400,000 in API cost to Anthropic, you're done. Like you just don't compete at that level as an American company. And what are they going to do about it? Just ban the weights? Like you're still going to be able to get them on the internet. So it's like you're kind of screwed at that point. They're like going to disrupt the AI bubble that we have invested in America right here, and it's going to collapse our economy like I thought. But
I don't know. There's a little, Matt, when you go a little crazy like that on me, it's like my hair stands up because if one person is the wealthiest person in the world and he says money doesn't mean anything, and then you say in the same statement the economy is going to crash, it's like those don't seem to be the same thing.
Well, there's a difference of a decade there.
It's like,
you know what I mean? Like money won't matter in 10 years.
Street? Why do you need Wall Street? Why do you need
money
anything,
won't matter in a scheme of artificial super intelligence that trains itself with robots everywhere. It just doesn't. There's too much abundance. Like think about it this way, and we were even talking about this. Think about farming, medicine, all of these different areas that are not only you have to pay American, you have to pay labor to do, but transportation, all of these different things that lift the economy up. All of that's going to be automated and roboted up. So when that starts to happen,
and the production is going to go up, like Elon Musk said. He's like,
exactly. Well, that's the abundant situation.
Yeah.
But what the guy from Google was talking about is also true. That's 10 years out. That's not 4 years out.
Right.
So the reality is we don't have enough energy for everybody to have abundance yet, and we won't for a while. But hold on, I gotta stop.
So sorry that me and Matt went on a tangent. We're just excited. So I mean, if you guys come on recess and all of a sudden we're just like jacked out of our mind, it's like that's why
Yeah.
I'm so excited about unlimited wisdom, because the community is going to win. Community is always going to win.
So just the big thing about with AI and everything too, and I know what Matt was saying, if they do have a powerful tool, it's how you use it, right? I mean,
Yep.
if you don't have the right input to put in,
Everything.
and I think you still need to go to school and you still need to be creative. So when you put the things in, I mean, AI is learned from everything out there, all the data that people created, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
And synthetic data at this point.
right. So, I mean, you need smart individuals to put things into it so you get the right output.
Uh-huh.
So, and you could have the most powerful tool, but if you put in the wrong garbage in there, you're going to get garbage out.
Mhm.
So you need that creativity. And I think the United States has that definitely. And for the money, as the money goes, I just want to make a comment on that. Do you really think the wealthy people are going to get to the point where they're going to let people, money doesn't mean anything? I mean, we've worked so hard. People have worked so hard for money, our money,
Yeah.
right? You're not going to say, oh, okay, it's useless now.
Well,
It's
I'll
just,
say it like this, Coach Bob. If you are looking into a exhibit of chimpanzees and they were trading coconuts, you wouldn't go that coconut has value. You would say, no, they're just monkeys trading coconuts. They don't get it. That's currency to them. I'm not saying it won't go anywhere or that we won't have value on it. It's just super intelligence is there's no point in having transactional money at that point, because we no longer are the smartest creature on planet Earth anymore and are not running production anymore. So the reality is, and you'll hear Elon talk about that in that interview, is it's like
a good interview. It
it
really,
is.
really is.
The
I
reality of
haven't
this,
seen it yet.
yeah,
I
definitely
posted
watch
it
it.
in the chat.
But the reality of the situation, Coach Bob, is that we all think like humans, of course. And so we have money, we have transactional stuff, we have all of these things, and we've also held on to them for a very long time. But the reality is a super intelligence puts us more in the spot that we put chimpanzees in than we realize. That's the situation.
Well, you only know what you know. I love this story, Coach Bob. I seen this on, 60 Minutes or 2020 or something. But when there was that really bad tsunami that hit Japan, to think that there was a couple of islands that are close to Japan, and they went to one of these islands. They said there was like 4,000 villagers that lived there, and they just don't have any means of electricity or communication or cell phone or nothing, right? So they went there because they wanted to check all these islands that got hit by the tsunami, and no one on the island died. They're like as primitive as you can be primitive, right? And so they went there and they did a translation with the person that was the smartest, and they go, wow, no one died of the tsunami. And she goes, no, we've been singing this song since we were little kids, and we sing it around the campfires. And if the water ever succeeds so fast that you can see fish flopping on the ground, you look toward the highest point and you run.
Right.
So their communication from folklore and storytelling, let them know that this is not right and we shouldn't be standing here with our mouth open. We need to go. But the reason that I brought that up is they were asking them normal questions that people would ask a civilized question to, and they didn't know the answers. They asked the lady how old she was. And then she communicated in her language to a bunch of other people around her, including the leader. And they came back and they said, we don't understand the concept of age. We don't celebrate birthdays here. No one knows how old anybody is. And when I heard that, they brought that up on purpose. Can you imagine an entire civilization that doesn't know anything about age because they were never taught about anything about age?
The cat post, this is my birthday.
So something that simple has always fascinated me. You know what I mean? And I love stories like that because that's like Matt talking about the monkeys. There's going to be a large group of people on the planet that as this accelerates and goes crazy, it's still going to mean absolutely nothing to them. And that's sometimes where me and Matt always get in sort of a deal back and forth because me just being older than him, I still know people that don't use cell phones. I still know people that don't have the internet. So can you imagine going back, to 1990 and just going, internet's coming out. If you're not on the internet, your life is going to be destroyed. They don't know that. They didn't get a memo. You're going, well, what about electricity? They're not using electricity. Well, what about the internet? What about artificial intelligence for these people? It's crazy when you look at the amount of people that are on this planet that are still in the category of I don't know that I don't know.
Right. Oh,
And it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate that there's people on this planet that don't even know how to plant a garden, don't even know how to plant.
Hey.
I'll just go on one quick story. Warren Buffett, as you guys all know, if you don't know, one of the wealthiest people on the planet. To think that when he wanted his son to take over Berkshire Hathaway. And his son said, "No, I'm not interested in business. I'm just not interested in stocks and wealth." And he asked his son what he wanted to do. And he says, "I want to learn how to create crops in every environment." And he goes, "What do you mean?" And he says, "I want to go to college, hang around the smartest people, and I want to travel the world and teach people how to plant their own food. That's all I want to do. I just want to be a farmer. And so I want to go to villages and teach people there that want to." See, that's their other problem. You only got that 2% that want to do something. But he wanted to teach the people that would be willing to plant their own food how to plant more than their food. And then they could barter for that for whatever they wanted to the rest of the villagers. You know what I mean? It was really, really interesting because I hope you guys just understand that I just look at, regardless if we have money or if it all goes to Bitcoin or it all goes to tokens, I just, because of my belief and faith, I really truly know that if you're in a mentality of always going, I'm going to be ahead of this, I'm not scared, I'm not worried, I'm going to hang around people like Matt, and I'm going to figure out what I need to do to make sure that I don't disappear.
Yeah, you're not going to disappear like that. I think people are extremely scared of change.
Yeah.
And like
Oh,
I totally like get where you're coming from, and there's always going to be people that are not going to move with what the new current status of humanity is.
yeah.
I guarantee you there's not going to.
Terry said her best friend and my brother, Brian. I'm not close to my brothers, but Brian reached out yesterday. I can show you the texts. And he goes, should I be scared of AI? That's what he said. And I'm going like,
Scared about living in Williston.
no, you shouldn't be scared of AI.
Yeah, I mean, whatever way you feel about it is the way that you're going to feel about it. And
Yep.
Elon even brings that up in the interview. And I've thought this for a long time. It's inevitable. Whatever happens is inevitable with AI.
Yeah.
Whether it wipes us all out, whether it creates an abundance, whether the situation, like Elon says in the video, is already in place. There's no way to stop it.
Yeah.
So you have two decisions: be optimistic or pessimistic, right? And so like It benefits you to be optimistic, and then on top of that, like, you're along for the ride regardless.
Right.
You don't get to. This is not one of those scenarios where you get to hop off the ride and go live in the wilderness.
Right.
It's actually much further than that. We're talking being able to live on a totally different planet, travel into space as a normal human being in the next 30, 40 years. And when I talk about it, sometimes people then go like, yeah, but what about this? What about money? What about companies? What about this? And I'm like, just drop all that shit for a second. Remember the founding fathers when monarchy existed. All right? Think about it that way instead. Think about it like, yeah, but if we make a whole new thing, then we're gonna have to come up with a whole new version of what like money is, a whole new version of what like the politics are, all of these things. We have to figure all this shit out though if we want to be not part of the monarchy anymore. If we want to do
Right.
something new. And we're so used to capitalism and the American way now that it's affected the entire world, including China. And China would not be as successful as they are right now if they didn't adopt a lot of the stuff that we invented and pushed,
It,
right?
oh,
And so,
changes.
and I see
Change
that. I
is
don't see that
always
as a
going to be
country
happening.
thing. I see that as as a human thing. That everybody that was stuck in monarchy didn't want to do anything about it until a group of people did want to do something about it.
Right.
So I think the reality of AI is that you have to accept not only that it's going to happen, but that there's going to be drastic shifts and changes to the system that we've grown around. Now, I'm 34,
Yeah.
so I don't have as much years as some of you guys on this planet, but I can say, like, in my lifetime, there's been such a massive, drastic amount of change. I can't imagine what it's been like for you guys.
Right.
And AI is just such an extreme step above that.
Yeah. But here's the thing that you always got to realize. There's a difference between a person that's aware and loves change. You know, like you said, there was a countdown when you knew you were going to be able to use the AI,
Yeah.
at 10 o'clock, and you stayed up to 3. Here's one thing that I think that will frustrate you until you just don't care. Is that regardless in my life, what happens is I still can't get the 97% to give a shit.
But that's the cool thing about AI. You don't need them.
Right?
I'm not
I
saying
could
about
travel.
me.
I know. I could
I'm
travel.
not saying about me.
Yeah, I could
It's
travel
like
and do
we
anything
still,
in the
you and
future.
I still have
yeah.
people that your mom tells the story of Hannah gets in your Tesla. She puts her hands in her lap, and the car goes and takes
Yeah.
her wherever she needs to go. And we all still have friends. It's like, but I like the noise of the exhaust. And you just cannot in any way, shape, or form. There was Mom and I heard just recently that there's a lot of companies right now that go, I don't care if you don't like it. We're not interested in putting manual transmissions in any vehicle anymore.
Well, it's a pain in the ass for maintenance
Yeah, well, not only maintenance, but if it's going to drive itself,
and
it's
resale
not
value.
going to
People
have an
don't.
arm come out of
People
the
don't think
dash
about this
and
stuff
move
long
the
term, but
shifter
it's like,
around. It's like it's stupid.
yeah, I think any Tesla that has the self-driving shit that mine does, the resale value on those cars is going to be so significant in comparison to ones that don't have full self-driving moving forward.
Yeah.
It's just like, why would you want to go out of your way to buy a car unless if you couldn't afford a full self-driving one, which will
Right.
come down with AI and robotics as well, right? Like production will become a lot easier. We're talking about 24/7 production in factories with no lights on. You know
Right.
what I mean? So like,
Well, did Elon Musk say on that interview? I seen another interview of him, and he was saying that as fast as his robots are being able to do things, he said that it's probably going to be 3 years. You guys listen to this. 3 years where every robot that he creates will be able to do surgery better than the best surgeon.
Perfect. Perfect.
Not
Not
one,
putting shit in you now.
not one robot. All robots.
well, that's the thing about
because it's just,
AI.
It's just it's their AI. So if one robot knows how to do surgery, they all know how to do surgery. So we know where the medical is going, but he really leaned into this and he goes, people just don't understand that medical, including surgery and diagnostics, everything that you need will be free. He said, to think that the robot that you have at your house will be able to diagnose you. So it will be able to figure out what you need. You'll be able to have surgery. And it's like, what? I'm going to have surgery at my home?
It's like those, and there's so many.
When
Yeah.
your robot that does your laundry and washes your clothes can also, take care of the family on a medical aspect.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just-
Well, you like he said in that video too, and I just recommend you guys all watch it. But he goes like, if you want to go create it similar to what you said with the garden, nothing's stopping you as a human being from going, I want to create a garden, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. It's just not going to be a necessity for you to do. You won't have to do shit to survive as a human anymore. You'll just
I just
be able
love
to
where
be,
you said, Matt,
but
because people, I think when they keep getting asked the same questions over and over and over and over again, I've watched Matt, consistently get gooder, as my word. He just continues to get gooder at explaining, um, um, things. And one of the things that this blew me away is he said, think about everything right now that's produced. Everything. So, food, water, appliances, your home. He goes, what happens when we have supply and demand, which capitalists work on? They when you really think about how high the cost is of everything, does anyone in this on here really believe that it's manufactured? It's like, while everything's happening with the war and everyone can blame it on politics and the gas prices are high, right? Do you guys realize that, all the oil companies actually said that they've had a record profit? Well, no shit.
You raise the gas.
You raise the gas prices. It doesn't make a difference if there's a supply and demand. You raise the prices because everyone's said that there's a problem and you're making more money. So we really do know that, medical care and everything in America, the cost of houses and everything is because of the supply and demand. And
yeah,
people
I was gonna say, you remember, not to
people
interrupt
wanna
you,
make-
Dad, real quick, but remember when we brought up earlier when he was talking about these are the last 4 years you'll have that chance?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, all of those oil people are aware of that as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So like,
and so when
them
there's-
being able to push the prices of food up, all of these
Yep.
things, and
Yep.
everyone
Yep.
going, why do they keep doing this? Behind closed doors, they know the 4-year window
Yep.
exists, and they're gonna
Yeah.
suck every dollar out of it before the end of it is possible, right? So like, that's the goal.
Yep.
So the weird thing is, just think of this one thing. What if everything that's in production right now, everything, you guys, clothes, everything, what if immediately the supply ends up being 10 times more than it is right now? Then there is no demand. And if there is no demand, then the prices have to go down. They'll just keep going down and down and down and down, because AI will figure out how to take each and everything that we use every single day, and it will turn it into a massive production. And as it becomes massive production, that drives the prices down. And that's why, when they say that they're going to take care of your income and you won't have to worry about anything, it's just our ability to be able to change our minds and go, I'm up for that. I don't know how many of you right now are okay with being challenged, with just figuring out how to be a servant, how to love your life, how to do things that you can enjoy. How many of you really would like not to think about money? Well, I just think so everyone's going, well, it's going to hurt a lot of people mentally because they won't have a purpose. And they really believe that the purpose for people's lives and the meaning of life is fucking working for somebody else. It's like, why are they telling us that shit? How many people are willing to take the challenge that, okay, everything's going to come to my house as I need it. and I'm never going to have to worry about needing anything anymore. I can have abundance of things, and I got to figure out something else to do with my life. I think United States people have been calling that retirement for years. What you can't get it till you're 65. I got a notice in the mail, and it was like, hey, make sure you get enrolled for Medicare and Medicaid.
Yeah, I didn't know this even about this. Not to be political, but that was like, here's how out of the know I am, because I heard somebody say that that's capped.
What's
Like, it's percentage based, but like after a certain amount, you don't have to pay any more into it, regardless of how much money you make. Like, it's not percentage based. So like, if you make $100 million, you don't have to pay in. You pay in the cap, and that's it. Is that?
Yeah, that's absolutely
Which is
true.
why it's running out of money.
But it
nobody's
also
paying.
has a cap in another place, Matt. There's a cap of what they'll pay out. So I put a
Yeah, that's
lot of
crazy.
money in my Social Security account. If you see my little piece of paper, right? And so is Mom. But I get $1,800.
That doesn't even pay our Escalade payment.
I get $1,800 a month after paying millions of dollars in.
Doesn't even pay a car payment for us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like there's all those things, right? Like the way that the system's supposed
But
to
AI will
work
change
is-
that as well. If I don't need money to buy things, then hey, I'm looking forward. I want
$dollars. I won't do it now, but I'll do it then.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that's it, Robert. That's
Why?
it, 18. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
right?
mine's 2000. If I would have took it last year when I was 62. So that's funny.
Are we the same age, Bob?
Yes.
When's your birthday?
December 2nd, 1963.
Lisa Marie said Fred gets 2,400.
Wow.
But
Really?
anyway,
I don't know how they
That's
figure
still-
that
What the
stuff
heck,
out.
Robert? Let's get him.
Melody
Right.
2,600.
I don't
This is why
know
they
how-
tell you guys not to talk about how much you're getting paid at work in the U.S. Now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
now you all know you're getting
we're a
scammed.
family.
Who's,
We're
who's not
good. We're
getting?
good.
Look at Melody.
No. Yeah.
She's no wonder she's so rich.
Oh, California is expensive, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably give you a little bit more money there.
It's funny. We talk about money and we talk about Social Security, and everybody starts putting in how much they're paying.
Well, it's good to know.
Is Matthew the only person on here?
I normally. Yeah.
Everyone's an old guy here.
Wow. They fucked you, Robert.
Yeah, I
Right
don't.
at that. They fucked you, man. Let's see what I get.
I've been feeling that my whole life, and I'm still going to rise above it.
There you go.
That's the spirit.
What'd you say, Matt?
I said that's the spirit.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
Mom gets more than Robert does.
Well,
My dad made maybe $25,000 a year.
but they
Yeah.
do. For those of you that have applied for Social Security, there is a question on there asking you how much you still earn.
Yeah, it is.
I
yeah.
think that might be a factor that none of us are thinking about. So if you're getting Social Security and you're still making $250,000 a year,
Yeah,
I
they're
think
kind of like,
going, you only get 1,800.
well, you're good with your. I mean,
And then they know I live with my wife. It's like,
Who is a spendthrift? I mean, I'll go to 5 stores to save $5 on the same goddamn thing. I will. Yep, that's me.
and don't you guys say that it's not worth the gas because it only cost her $1.25 for electricity.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. I'm jacked when I get a big container of Tide Pods and they're $20 at Costco. I'm jacked. Kyle doesn't understand me. I'm like, I'm so excited. I got laundry detergent for $20.
I know. I only buy stuff on sale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I only get.
Toilet paper, buy it on sale at Costco. Yep.
Well, I hope you guys don't mind. We're up on an hour. I want to get people off
Oh, that went
recess,
fast.
but Man, this was a fun one. I thought it was fun because me and Matt were talking. You know, Corky got in for a little bit, and Lisa Marie at the beginning to tell us that Freddie's okay. Coach Bob, yeah. But I love you guys. I really, really appreciate you guys. I want Craig to finish up with the schedule. So
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And as we do wrap up today's recess, just a reminder, all other daily events that we have start at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. So starting tomorrow, Wednesday and Friday with Daily Wisdom. Thursday is Inner Circle. Saturday, Ask Us Anything. Sunday, Master's Mind. We're right back here next Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern for another edition of Recess. So thank you all so much. Great to have a nice open chat like this, and glad you were here to help and participate. Until next time. By the way, there's a couple of links in the chat. Please go ahead and download that. Click on the 3 dots in the meeting chat. Click Save Chat. It will download to your computer as we conclude. We love and appreciate you. Don't forget, if you haven't done so already, check out unlimitedwisdom.com. Share that with your friends, and let's help build our community even more. It's growing, it's growing, it's growing. We love you, and we appreciate you for sharing on the other social media platforms. So thank you all so very much. You all have a great day, and we will say so long and have a magnificent
Happy Monday,
bye,
guys.
everybody. Bye, Corky.
Bye.
Bye,
everybody.
Star, Melody, Deborah, Kevin.
See ya.
Deborah,
Love you guys.
Bob,
Thanks
Melody,
for listening
Angela,
to my crazy
Ben.
rambles again today.
Oh God, they're awesome,
What'd you
buddy.
say,
They're
Matt?
awesome. Love them.
I said thanks for listening to my crazy rambles again
We love
today.
it.
They're not crazy, man. They're per.
No, I was gonna say I'm like the dude in the thing with the sign, you know, like the time is nigh guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Thought-provoking.
Matt, your phrases are. I know I'm not coming up with the right word, but it's like psychic. We'll always be able to look back at Matt's.
I just read a lot of science fiction. You guys think I'm smart? I
Predictions.
just read a bunch of smart people.
Yeah, prophecy. There,
Yeah,
thank you,
it's
Deborah.
like
gotta
Thank
do.
you.
It was like Isaac Asimov was talking about in the 1940s robots and AI. I read all his books. That's all I needed to do.
You know what? There's always two groups of people, though. There's a group of people that go, that's stupid and it's not going to happen. And then another guy's out there landing the biggest rockets on the planet on chopsticks.
Yeah, craziness, huh?
Yeah, it's freaking pretty nuts. So everybody else can stand there and look at that and say, well, you know, we really didn't land on the moon. They're probably going to say that there's no rocket that landed on chopsticks either. I'd
No,
rather
they'll
just
be the same people will be saying we didn't land on the moon. There'll be people living there.
Yep. Very soon.
Great, Matt. Love you guys. Thank
Appreciate you
Hostess
guys.
with the mostest. Thank Matt. Thanks for having
Thanks,
us
Matt.
on. Love you.
Love you.
All right. Bye, everybody.